Yes, Uber Eats, the second most popular food delivery side hustle app out there, arguably, but you should still use it. So that's why in this video, I came up with 26 updates. It was going to be 30, but I didn't want to fluff the video for you. I came up with 26 updates. As someone who's been driving on Uber Eats since 2015, save time, save headaches, problems, you know the drill, and ultimately what we care about, making more money. Number one that is updated for 2025, the new preferred deliveries program. Do you know about Dasher Rewards? That's their rewards program, gives you access to higher paying orders, so it's pretty important. Uber, guys, you gotta stop showing $1 a mile high paying preferred delivery offers. Oh, I didn't get just one. I got two high paying offers. I raised my acceptance rate to qualify for preferred deliveries. Remember, it's like similar to Dasher Rewards. I did all that work to increase my AR, and then I got a tag on the offer screen that says it's a high paying offer and it's $1 a mile. Really? Number two, also massive that I have had more than once, so it's not a one-off thing, guys. You gotta fix the glitch, whatever this is, or just logistical problem of showing insanely high paying offers when it's not an actual offer per se. So look, I got this offer, super high paying, good on time, it's a good dollars to mile ratio, the mileage is fine. And then when you get there, they're gonna tell you either A, someone else already picked it up, or a combination of A and B, yeah, we don't have the items, we can't place this order. I don't know why Uber Eats keeps sending it to us. I don't know what that is. Is it a app glitch thing? Is it a fraud thing where a driver will pick it up, but then they'll cancel it without marking that they've picked it up or something like that? You gotta fix it. Number three, also updated for 2025. So they have their preferred deliveries like I mentioned, but did you know there's kind of a V2, like a separate beta of preferred deliveries. Preferred deliveries isn't even in a lot of marketplaces, but I have it here in Pittsburgh, so make sure to subscribe to follow that. But in V2, they have this planner tool, which limits, it can limit, when you can go online with Uber Eats. That's kind of a big deal because unlike DoorDash, you can always go online whenever. It doesn't matter day, time, if it's busy or not. The planner tool acts like Dash Now and limits the go online button on Uber Eats to only when it's busy enough, unless you're a ranked preferred delivery driver. I just don't like limiting when you can go online. Uber Eats has never had that. Number four is exactly what I said in my updates video for DoorDash that I'll leave linked in the description for you. It's the same thing. You should add $10 tip baiting protection. So if a customer has a high pre-tip, right? Like when they place the order, it's that pre-tip. If they zero out that tip for no reason, it's no fault of the courier, you should still get paid up to $10 that's backed by the company. Especially on Uber Eats, where it's even easier than DoorDash to adjust that post-tip, have tip baiting or zeroed out tip protection. Number five is actually unique to Uber Eats, and I like this. You should keep, what I'm seeing is a buffer on preferred deliveries. So you know how I told you, you have to increase your acceptance rate like V1, version 1 of Dasher Rewards. But unlike Dasher Rewards, there seems to be a buffer when you actually lose your status. Take a look. So I increased my AR to 30%, which is lower, by the way, than DoorDash. But when I dropped below 30%, there appeared to be a buffer. It said, your gold status is at risk, but I continued to get high paying offers. I like that. Have some sort of buffer there where you don't immediately lose the benefits. It just gives the driver a little bit more independence, which I think we like, and flexibility. Number six, please let me know down below in the comments if you like this, because I feel like if you've driven on Uber or Uber Eats in the past, I don't know, couple of years, you might agree with this. I want a filter to turn off trip radar. So there's exclusive requests that are just sent to you, and then there's Trip Radar. Radar are sent to multiple drivers or multiple couriers at the same time. The thing is, I don't see a lot of Trip Radar that are worth it, and it sometimes clutters up my home screen where hopefully I would get an exclusive offer. I mean, is that the case? Would you really see more exclusive offers if we could turn it off? Number 7, let me customize this cluttered home screen. Like, I'm qualified for mobility, rideshare, and food delivery. But if I have mobility turned off, UberX, why am I still seeing things like airport guides when the flights are coming in, earnings trends for rides, announcements, promotions for rides? I mean, I get it because I can always turn it back on if something is attractive, but let me customize that home screen. Number 8, here's a unique one, and this is similar to DoorDash, so let me know if you like this or if you wouldn't. Flat rates. Flat rates is similar to DoorDash's Earn by Time, where you get paid a set, shown, active pay per hour. So from the moment you accept a request to when you deliver it, you're paid whatever it's going to be. Here in Pittsburgh, it's like $16.50 on DoorDash per active hour, and then there's hourly bonus pay sometimes. I'd also like that to be a minimum of $20 per active hour, but expand those flat rates. I have not seen flat rates discussed a lot, and I certainly don't think it's in a ton of markets. Let me know if you have flat rates. Number 9, on stacked orders, I don't know if you knew this, but if you go into your earnings tab, it shows fare and then it shows tips. But on a stacked order, which is just 2 or more assignments for one driver, show me the tip breakdown. I mean, DoorDash does that. It'll say tip $5, tip $4.35, instead of just showing one cumulative tip amount. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but if you're using like our earnings tracking spreadsheet, by the way, it's a spreadsheet where you can like track your earnings on yourdrivermight.com. I want to see the frequency of customer tips. So do 60% of my customers tip, not that great, versus like 91% of my customers tipping. I can't really enter in that info if I don't see it. Number 10, I'd like just simply like high level, more earnings options, modes, innovations for Uber Eats couriers. For instance, they had in August 2024, their Only on Uber event where they announced 20 plus improvements to the Uber app, but I did not see a lot for Uber Eats specifically, a lot, like 90% of those were almost specifically for rideshare. Number 11, guys, I love the add-ons. I love that we have so much volume where Uber Eats can send you another offer right as you're finishing your current assignments. But I've been saying this, I don't want it to take up the entire screen. I don't want it to distract me when I'm trying to like navigate these roads I'm not familiar with to make my delivery, look at my GPS, look at the pin where the delivery is. Again, I like the volume, but either send it right after I complete the delivery or have it take up less of the screen, still show me relevant info so I'm not distracted trying to make my current assignment. Number 12, also something I said for DoorDash, give me a shop and deliver item count filter. So I can go in there, and currently there's a trip filter to turn on and off shop and deliver. But I'll turn it on if I can have an item count filter where it would say, don't send me requests that are 8 items or more, or 7 items or more. For number 13, let's go back to your team members and make sure to subscribe here. All I do is help you make money in different side hustles to see what you said about improving the Uber Eats experience. Bring back reimbursement for trips not canceled by the driver. So think about that. How frequently do you get cancellations, especially in Uber Eats? I can't say I get a ton of cancellations, but for any reason, if there's a cancellation, it would have to be at a certain point in the delivery to give you some payment, because you took your time on that app, started driving there, let's say, to get maybe a proportionate amount of pay based on where you're at in the delivery. 14, back to you, an easier way to opt out of Walmart offers other than having to go through support. And I've heard about that, like possibly reaching out to support to say, hey, can you set up my account to not get Walmart requests. You have to let me know if you can still do that. I don't know if they're going to do that. I said the same thing about DoorDash with shop and deliver filters specifically, like don't send me any shop and delivers at a Target, etc. I couldn't see them adding maybe like toggles because obviously they don't want to maybe hurt their partnerships with those large providers. 15 seems pretty easy. Add a countdown timer to the offer card. Like, you know how when you get the assignments, the request, I should say, on Uber Eats, there's that green accept bar and there's just a visual of it going down, but there's no actual counter. And it's fine, I can see it, but there's something about seeing that number where I can see I have 25 seconds left and mentally I know approximately, okay, 25 seconds, look at the rest of the order to make a decision versus having to guess how fast is this bar moving. 16, going back to their preferred deliveries, the high paying offers. So I mentioned you have to hit a certain acceptance rate to get tiered rewards exactly like DoorDash. But here's the thing, there's lower AR rewards requirements than DoorDash. Now DoorDash is doing like a V2, a different version of it, but on their V1, you had to have at least 50%. What I have here in Pittsburgh, one of those pilot marketplaces, I only need 30%. I'd say, guys, keep those lower AR requirements. I mean, DoorDash's 50, 70 AR requirements was pretty high, and a large part of the reason why they basically got rid of it for a V2. If you're going to stick with this AR requirement thing, then keep it at the lower or even lower levels for those higher paying offers. 17, can you remove this little exclusive tag? I mean, what does this really do? So if you don't know, an exclusive tag means this offer is just sent to you. I told you Trip Radar is sent to like multiple drivers, but why even have it in the first place? I mean, if it's not Trip Radar, isn't it just sent to you? Why do we need it to say exclusive? I don't know. It's just kind of clutter. How about this one, number 18? Do you think it'd be beneficial to be able to accept and or decline individual offers on a stacked order? So that would kind of mean like there's a Wendy's and then there's a McDonald's, there's a pay. You would think a pay breakdown of each and then an accept decline button next to each. I don't really see them doing that, but I guess the main benefit would be if you don't like a certain restaurant or you know that restaurant's going to be super slammed, drive-through only, something like that, where you'll take the first one, but not the second. I think number 19 is needed, requiring customers to update, audit, verify their delivery instructions. Because if you're like me, if you've had some deliveries, even on DoorDash, with incorrect delivery instructions, that gate code doesn't work. This door code doesn't work. Whatever it is, now I'm calling, texting, it inconveniences the customer, right? Have what? Depending on how many orders they do, like if they only order once every couple of months, right, that's fine. But if they're ordering consistently, check in 30 days and audit to make sure that information is still correct. Number 20 is similar to those trip filters that we're talking about, but having a order niche specific filter, like kind of like I mentioned. So being able to just do grocery, alcohol, retail, convenience, have more of those niches where I can toggle on and off the different offer types I want. 21, I've said the same thing to DoorDash, but having some kind of gamified challenges. Like the surge pay, that's kind of, at least for me, gone away. We have some quests. Yeah, there's maybe some boost plus pay, but I want some more engaging, frankly, exciting gamified challenges that would ultimately, of course, make you more money. 22, I think you like this, especially if you're a newer driver and or you just know, well, not even, if you're experienced and maybe you're trying different areas. Give me a notification of any difficult parking, difficult access, gate code issues. Because imagine you're new and you're trying to understand this app and you're delivering to a massive apartment complex. There's another thing, like make sure we know how to get in. And you don't realize that parking is almost impossible. And I get it. I think even it was Uber or, Uber Eats that had tips on where to park. Keep things like that, especially for newer profiles. Something else that would be nice, but I don't really think they do it, is having a mileage threshold on the offers as well. We talked about this on DoorDash as well, is if not a full-on filter for pay and mileage, just a general mileage threshold. Like, because especially remember, Uber Eats is one big open marketplace. So I don't want to get pulled away 15, 18, depending on the size of your marketplace. Just let me set a little certain mileage threshold. Number 24, I might be the most excited about this one. So let me know down below in the comments. Please like this video, by the way. If you got this far, let me know which tip has helped you the most here. How about this? So we know about hotspots, areas based on Uber. DoorDash does the same thing where they think orders are coming in, or they know orders are coming in because it's busy. What about a heat map for tips? A heat map for tips would look like certain power strips or areas of restaurants, and it says orders from this area or these restaurants typically have a 3% higher tip than average, 5% higher tip than average. So if your kind of order volume heat map is like red, make this green for tips, and it just lets you know which restaurants might be sourcing higher tips on average. And if you want to guess into that, you can kind of think higher ticket, like more expensive restaurants might source higher tips, but not always. There's probably some other ones in that data that would source some more tips. So put that in there. 25, same thing I said for DoorDash, have tiered bonuses for lifetime deliveries. Give a reward, monetary gear at the smaller levels, but higher levels, monetary. 5,000, 10, 15, etc. deliveries. And 26, speaking of the clutter that we cut out with the exclusive button, why do we have this? Thanks for the tip. Now I get it, good customer service. I've worked in customer service, a good kind of relationship there post-delivery where the driver is showing appreciation of the tip. But how often do you use it? Now, if you do use it, I kind of still use it every now and then. It sends a notification to the customer that says, hey, Mike sent thanks for the tip. Why though? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it used? Does it move the needle for anyone other than, I guess, just encouraging a good community of customer service, which isn't a bad thing, but does it really influence customer behavior? I'm curious about any data on that. Uber Eats has some work to do, I'll tell you that. Let me know what they can do. I certainly think they can do more because there's improvements on mobility, but I want to see more on food delivery. What do you think?